You're
Go.
gonna eat, bro.
All right, guys, we cut it short due to my ghetto Zoom membership. So we got part two here, but it's kind of a blessing. We're back with the Irish Express, Sean Fitzgerald. He has some more to tell, man. We tried to touch on it in the 40 minutes, but that's not possible. So, Sean, thank you for coming back.
Thank you for having me, Mike. I appreciate it.
I mean, this has been a great night already. This is like bonus land for me. So, I mean, you had some stories to tell. I was gonna touch on now. Jose was a colonel as well.
Yes, he was, absolutely.
Yeah.
Bobby Harris was too.
Bobby Harris, man, I got to call him and try to lock him down for
1992 Olympic alternate. Think about that. 1992 Olympic alternate, Bobby Harris. He was ranked number 1 or number 2 at heavyweight and number 2 at super heavyweight. He had a choice. Think about that. Had a choice to pick what division you wanted to compete in to make the Olympic team. How crazy is that? Think about that.
Yeah.
That's 50 states. You're the best fighter in each weight class. That's crazy. That's like unheard of. Crazy.
I'll tell you, and he split with McNeely.
Yeah,
1-1.
listen, and one quick thing about Peter McNeely that people don't realize, and this is the God's honest truth. Peter McNeely beat Bobby Harris in the amateurs when Bobby was the number 1 fighter in the country. And in the same year, he beat James Johnson, the number 2 fighter in the country. That's what Peter did in the amateurs. People didn't realize that. They didn't know that.
I'll tell you. Bobby's another one. He's a good dude. He's a character.
Yeah, of course he is, man.
Good dude.
You gotta be a character to be in this sport, you know?
Yeah, true. Exactly. Yeah, that's the whole. Exactly.
Listen, Mike, you want to hear something funny? And I'll never forget this. When you're going down to get a boys club and you walk before you get to the boxing room, there's a big sign in big letters. I want you to think about this now. It's better to sweat than to bleed. Let that sink in for a second. It's better to sweat than to bleed, right? Who in their right mind opens that door and says, let's go find out what that means? It's like, I should have said, you know what? This is not the door for me. Let me go to door number 2. But for me at that time, me and Carlos Garcia and the guys and the friendships I developed at the Boys and Girls Club, me and Kendrick Ball, who to this day I'm still good friends with. I mean, I'm blessed, man, you know?
Yep.
A lot of great fighters came from that boys club.
Yeah.
And a lot
legendary.
Yeah.
There's titles all over the place, and ones that really didn't get into it, you know?
Right, absolutely.
I don't know. Johnny Polidorus, I'll give him a shout. I know.
Oh, listen, that's my man. Johnny was a great kid, man.
Johnny is one of my brothers, legitimately. He's a great dude.
Yeah, Johnny. Tell him I said hi. Great kid.
He's I'd love to have him on, and I haven't seen him in a minute. But all his boxing stuff, every time I do it, I think of him because he can throw some hands, man. He can throw some hands.
He just went the wrong way. He made a wrong detour, but you get him by himself, he's a great kid.
Yep. I'll tell you.
Nothing but love for Johnny.
Yep. That like, you know, people like that, they never got to. I'm sure there's a million more too, you know, that just
absolutely. Another great fighter from which that passed away earlier was Willie Patton. He was I remember watching him when I was a kid at the Knights of Columbus putting exhibition fights on. I believe he fought and beat Marvin Hagler in the 1970s, some year in the 70s for the AAU championships. He beat Marvin Hagler. Willie Patton could fight, but he was killed when he was 19 at a nightclub in Worcester on Chandler Street.
I remember that.
Willie Patton, great fighter.
The Raven, is that what it was? Is that what that bar was called or something?
I can't recall, so I don't want to say.
Maybe not. Yeah. Not that, but so Jose, you guys go way back, huh?
Yeah, I first met Jose back in, I believe, 88, 89. And I love Jose to death. Like I said, we touched a little bit about being a 2-time world champion and count the IBO. He's a 3-time world champion. But man, listen, let me tell you some funny stories about Jose. So 2 times in my life, Mike, I felt like I was gonna lose my life. And both times with Jose. So this is probably 91, 92. We went to Springfield because Jose was from Springfield. That's where all his family was from. And we went to Park Street in the middle of summertime. And now, for people who don't know about Springfield and Park Street, there's a lot of gang activity over there, right? And so it was me, Bobby Harris, Jose. We pull up. Next thing you know, we're surrounded by a gang. And, so this is gonna get ugly. Bobby gets out of the car. They're going Bobby Harris. You know, it's threatening this thing. I'm like, Bobby, this is not the place to be thinking you're King Kong right now.
Yeah.
So he calms down, and then Jose's family comes over. They're all cousins, a big group of kids. They squashed it. Thank God. So now we're minding our business. We're playing basketball at 2 o'clock in the morning, right? We're having this. And we all hit the canvas. We all hit the ground, right? I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe we get shot at. And Jose's cousins are all laughing. They're passing guns. I'm like, this is not for me. What are you guys doing, right? And I said, Jose, this is the first and last time you're going to see me come to Springfield with you guys. 2000, 2001. And it was not during the summertime. Trust me. Oh my God, was it crazy? And then the second time, fast forward to, and this is when I knew Jose was going to be a world champion. Fast forward to 1994. So it's me, this kid, John Scott, I told you about earlier, Jose Rivera, and this linebacker. He's on a practice squad for Florida State. Jacked white kid. Timmy, I can't think of Timmy's last name off the second. I'll get it for you though. So Jose said, we fly into Atlanta. Now this is midnight. Jose says, hey guys, we're in Atlanta now. He goes, I got my cousin's address. I think this is her address. So we're driving, we park the car. We start walking, we hit the projects. Now think about this, we're in Atlanta. 3 white guys, and Jose is basically white himself, and he's Puerto Rican, but he looks white, right? We're in the projects, right in the hood. Next thing you know, we're getting names called at us. You know, we're all good fighters right now. We're all doing good. John Scott is ranked in the world. Jose is. I'm on the cusp of getting ranked in the world, right? We're all tough guys. We thought we were tough. Next thing you know, we're running for our lives. We're running so fast. Oh, I can't believe this is going on. And we're all yelling at Jose, like, what did you do to us now, right? So we run up to this 3-decker, and we sat there for an hour, Mike, for an hour, just to make sure the coast was clear to come down the stairs, right? Then we finally get back to the car, and I tell Jose, that is the second time, Jose. What are you doing to us, man, you know? And then what happened was, so then we finally make it out to Pensacola. You know, we're going to hang out with Roy Jones, but John Scott is good friends with him. And at that time, Roy Jones is getting ready to fight James Toney. So we really didn't get to interact with Roy Jones, but we're like, so every night we were going out having a good time, right? It's like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, we come home. The first 2 nights, we hit the alarm clock. It's like 5 o'clock in the morning. That's Jose's alarm going off to go do a 5-mile run. So we get up and do the 5-mile run, right? And me and John look at each other on the third day. We came like 2:30 in the morning, like, and look at Jose. Yeah, hit the snooze. We're going to bed. So we stayed in. Jose went and did his run. But that's when I knew Jose was going to be a world champion because he was so dedicated. He always had to train, and he was self-made. He was disciplined, you know.
Oh my God, his discipline in the ring is incredible. Consistent, you know, like awesome. That.
So man, what people don't realize when he lost to Luis Collazo when he defended his welterweight title was. So I was watching him train for that fight, and he was 100, I believe, he was 150 pounds, and you couldn't pinch nothing off his skin. He was shredded. And then the day of the weigh-in, he was 147.5. So you had to make 147 to defend the title. That's what you had to do. So it took us 2 hours for him to sweat up 0.5. Think about that. He was in a steam room, everything. And finally, he was so sucked in. Louis Claudio, I got you, you know? And he still fought 12 rounds. It was a war, you know? And then after that fight, he said, I got to move up to 154. And everybody was against it. And I was like, no, Jose, you need to move up to 154. You can't make 47 no more. And so I was fortunate. He brought me along the team to help start training him again with John Scully. And worked him out great. I was so proud to be part of that night. And he won the world title, man. And he was so strong at 154. But that fight with Garcia was such a tough fight that, you know, it took a toll on Jose. But people don't realize it. But Jose dropped that guy 5 times. But he also took some good shots from that guy. So it was an exciting fight.
I mean, bring it back. He's got one more in him, too. We keep trying to. His backdrop is awesome. Him, I don't know if you caught it, but on the show, his backdrop is him with the 3 titles.
Yeah, it's awesome. Think about that.
I would do the same thing, man. Awesome.
Right. And there's some great fights come out of Worcester, like Edwin Rodriguez. No, another great athlete was Rashad Minor.
Yep.
1996. He's the team captain of Team USA. He was Floyd Mayweather's captain too, I believe, you know?
Yeah.
And then he decided to go play basketball. What a great athlete he was.
Yeah.
So many athletes came out of Worcester that we're not even touching the base yet, actually.
Yeah, oh my God, yeah.
He came from the boys club too, you know?
Yep. Yep. Rashad, we had on for the basketball show that we did. I did the Inter High show with Diego and Damar and
Another
and then
great. Yeah.
that was phenomenal. But Rashad is just he's a walking fucking laughter.
Oh,
Just
he's funny, man. I love the show.
I couldn't stop, man. When I usually after these, I'll shut them off and go through and watch it again. I was in this man the whole time. So funny. We'll have him back on. He's a busy dude, man. He's all over the place. He's traveling. He's just. I think he just was in the union. I think he was getting married. I don't know.
He's getting married. Yeah. He's doing
busy.
great.
Busy. Yeah. Bigger shot. I on the other show I was saying, I don't even know how anybody would attempt to hurt that dude. Like, how do you injure him? So I mean,
first of all, why would you even try to look how big he is? First of all, but there's always someone get a little liquor courage. You know what I'm saying? They want to try. It's like Brian Watson. He's another big guy. Who want to mess with Brian Watson? Look at the size of him,
Yeah.
But people try. It's insane,
Yeah. But like I said, never met a nicer dude, Rashad. I mean, we had many nights that enough said, Patsy.
I remember I used to go on my knees and spar with Rashad when he was a kid. On my knees, then all of a sudden I'll look at it, 6'4", 6'5". Oh my God. What a big kid turned out to be,
Yeah.
The mind of him, good people.
So Dave, you're on with us.
Yeah, I'm just enjoying the show. I wanna let you guys know that the tough times I'm going through right now. I had the privilege of Sean call me up and take me out to see his uncle, who I've always called Uncle Butch my whole life, and we're here, and it's been awesome, and yeah, everything that's come from this is good. And Mike, and it wouldn't be for you, and I tip my hat off to you, man. Much respect.
It's a small world. Let's put it that way. You know what I mean?
Which is so big, but it's so small if you think about it. Everyone knows something.
Yeah.
In hard times, like I said, this has been a bright thing in my life. Me and Sean go back to when Sean was a little kid, man.
Absolutely. We're family. That's right.
We're family. All right. I still call his dad Uncle Butch, and I will till the day I die. It was just a good thing that happened to me. It's a good thing that I'm sure Sean enjoyed our meeting.
Absolutely. I was so happy to see you, Wade. So happy.
And we brought back a lot of good memories about growing up, and that's how we got Sean to come on here now. Sean, I appreciate you helping Mike out.
Yeah, thank you, Mike. I appreciate it.
And we're gonna get this. We're gonna get this Shamrock Sports rocking and rolling, and that's
that's gonna be the game plan.
And this is a start, bud.
Framingham is gonna be. I mean, that's our liftoff, man. I'll tell you. I think that Castro's good, man. And
Castro's not bad. He's a good little fighter, absolutely.
Yeah,
he's a good job promoting him and getting him ready to get next level.
Sean's been in the business so long. He knows. You gotta have it, man. You gotta have it. And then when it comes to these. Like Sean in his day, before he bought the Roberto Duran, Sean, what did you have? 1 10-round fight or 2?
One 10-round fight.
And now in the next fight, he's fighting a fucking 3-time, 4-time world champion, and on a stage like anybody would throw it into that stage, and what you did that night was fucking phenomenal. People in Worcester were, even in your loss, dude. You showed heart, what you got, what Worcester's all about. And
I appreciate it, man. Thank you, guys.
That's been you your whole life, though. When you were little, you were just an aggressive little kid, man. You were really, really aggressive, and you got into good hands. In my day, it was Mario Soro. In my day, and then Carlos came along, and if it ain't for guys like you, and again, I tip my hat to Jose Rivera. That guy is got a platform. He sticks up for what he believes in, and he does a lot for this community. Lot for this community, and
he certainly does.
I think boxing gets a bad rap. Boxing gyms in general, per se. I think that once people come to a boxing gym, actually take the time to go see a boxing gym, and realize how people have nothing but respect for each other when they go in there, it's that they treat you with respect right away, and no one tries to intimidate you or pick on you. They encourage you, they help you out. And it's so self-motivating to realize that you can achieve something on your own to put the hard work in. That's the only sport that you can do it by yourself. You work hard, you get the outcome, you get your goals, right? And that carries on in life now because you don't want to back down from anything. You just want to keep striving. Like for me, boxing made me who I am today. I met a lot of great people that to this day I still talk to. and have good relationships with. I knew that I was actually looking out for me, and I was so blessed. Like people don't realize after I lost to Rosenblatt, I fought a guy named Ricky Thomas. I came in as the opponent, and I beat him. And that's the night I met Tommy Pox. Tommy, people don't know Tommy Pox is. He trained Ray Mercer, Bobby Ches, Tracy Patterson, Ruben Hurricane Carter, Charles Murray, Alfred Ice Cold, who of boxing. And he came up to me after that fight and said, "Hey, son, let me ask you a question." He goes, "You're not the same kid that lost to Duran and loses to Rosenblatt, but you beat this guy." I said, "Yeah, that's me, Tommy." He goes, "Okay." He goes, so he offered me to come down to New Jersey for a week. We flew down. I trained with him. Next thing you know, he's training me. A world-class trainer like that's training me. Now I'm in camp with Ray Mercer when he's fighting Lennox Lewis and Bobby Chase fighting Holyfield. And to me, for that man to show how much he believed in me, in my next 12 fights, I made some decent money. He never took a dime from me. He gave me money all the time. He took care of me. Now, I'm not saying I would have wanted to become a world champion or anything, but if I had Tommy Pox in my corner from day one, I would have had a different outcome if I was being managed the right way, being set up properly, and learning the ropes of the game, because my game got so much better when I went to New Jersey. But on the flip side of that, I was getting injured all the time. So I'd fight one fight, take a year off, fight one fight, take a year. I had to have surgery, kept having surgery because my body wasn't able to hold up to the training that was going on, And then, in my last couple fights, I was weighing 189 or 184, and I fought in Worcester when Jose fought. I fought a heavyweight. He came in at 225. I came in at 184. Now, I had to sign a waiver from the commission. He didn't let the fight happen because he said, "He outweighs you by too much. I'm not going to allow the fight." I said, "Listen, I'll take care of myself." So I signed the waiver and I fought, but I took some punches from him. He was a big guy, He's 6'5". I'm like, 5'11", But I had some fun, man. So I got nothing but good memories, nothing but love from the sport because of the people I met, and it molded me into the person I am today, So with that, I'm happy.
So with that being said, Sean, back in the day, they didn't have this forum that Jose and Mike is presenting to. These kids get to tell their stories. These kids,
Right.
most of these kids, Sean, trouble background, trying to get their lives right, and
Right.
Jose and Mike are giving these kids a platform, and it's unbelievable. And they're getting to tell their stories. They're telling their friends, "Look, I'm on this." You know what? It's such a good thing, not only for the community, for these young kids today. And I tip my hat to Jose working with the kids. You yourself, you still work with young kids. I tip my hat to you, man. That's what it's all about.
I'll tell you what,
it's all about.
When I had my gym over above Bay State Gym, remember Bay State Gym had a boxing gym above that.
I did.
And one of my biggest that made me happy, that made me feel gratitude is that if there's some kids in there I got to help out that were going through some tough times, and I was able to help them out. And until this day, they reach out and talk to me and say, "If it wasn't through that period of time, you helped me out." And I really appreciate that. That makes you feel good, And it's not everybody comes from a silver spoon in their mouth. So
that's exactly right.
People do that when you come into the gym and you realize what's going on in their life, and you make friendships out of it, and you try to do the best you can.
You wouldn't be the man you are today if you didn't grow up the way you did, Sean.
Oh, absolutely. I wouldn't change nothing. Absolutely.
I'll tell you it's Carlos, man. Carlos really took a lot of these kids in. A lot of the conversations I had with the younger guys who were fighting at this last show.
Just special individual in a lot of people's lives, man. And it's unbelievable what that guy does for a heart. Money can't buy that shit at all.
Let's touch base about Carlos Garcia for a second, if you don't mind.
Yeah,
Carlos Garcia, I met Carlos Garcia back in, I believe, 1981. He just got paroled from prison. Think about that. He just got paroled from prison. He was doing a life bid and got paroled, right? So now, think about that. He's on parole, working for the United Way, for the Girls and Boys Club. Think about that now. A con on parole for life, now working for the Girls and Boys Club. Now, let that sink in for a second. Now, what people don't realize is Carlos Garcia married his probation officer. She quit her job when she met Carlos and then married Carlos Garcia while he was in prison. So what a special lady she was. God rest her soul. She passed away a couple years ago. But let's talk about what Carlos done for the city of Worcester. Look at all the people that he's turned around. And every 4 years, he's always had someone competing for the Olympics. So think, what I'm saying? Carlos is such a great role model for kids. I mean, he's older now, so obviously his tone as the amendments have changed, but the respect he commands and that he gets from us is unbelievable. He's the godfather of boxing in my
The
team, you know?
Godfather.
If it wasn't
it's
for him,
it-
like, you know, my mother left when I was young. My father was always having back surgery, so I don't think there's no real structure for me at home because I was always, you know, just doing my own thing. But when I got the Boys and Girls Club, I learned about life real fast. And Carlos always checked my report card. If my report card was up to par, he kicked me out of the boxing gym.
That's crazy. Like
That's
that.
like taking away candy from a kid at a young age. You want that candy, so you want to keep going to go back. So, but listen, I had great people in my life through the sport of boxing. Though the sport is dirty, I wouldn't change the thing that I went through with. You know, where my path turned out.
So at Anna Maria, I got in
Yep.
some trouble.
Yeah.
I wasn't allowed on campus, I think, from Friday at 5 p.m. until Monday at 8 a.m. It was one of those I got in some trouble. I went through some counseling up there with a lady named Carol Body. And
What?
Carol Body.
Yep.
And they came up with a solution. And the solution was go see Carlos Garcia. I swear to God, she goes, I know him. I can get you in, and do you want to box? And at that time, I didn't have transportation. I was just lost. So I was like, nah, and I stayed rolling. But that was their answer for a punishment. You need to go see Carlos. And that, from a Catholic school on Paxton, and they're relying on a guy at the Ionic Ave Boys Club. That says,
Absolutely. Listen, there was times like I've learned so much about life at the Boys and Girls Club. Like I feel bad for today's generation of kids growing up because the problem is the technology, which is not their fault. You have the texting, you have the cell phones, the cameras like we're doing right now, Zoom meetings. They don't want to talk in person. They don't want to talk on the phone. They want to text.
Right.
I think in that outside, like we used to play outside when we were kids from 7 in the morning to 7 at night when the street lights came on and shut off. That's what we played.
The punishment was to be inside.
Everything.
John, get your ass home.
Yeah, it's crazy. The parents would come, where are you? I'm over this house eating, Dad. Don't worry, I'm all set.
Yeah.
They looked out for everybody, you know?
I grew up on Tuesday.
Real quick, I want to give a shout out to Chris Holmes for allowing me to use this computer and this hookup in his room. I mean, Chris is the main South boy too over here. Main South guy. What's the vote? He's not a colonel, but he's the vote though.
That's why
we let it slide.
We let the vote guys in at the res. That's it.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. Awesome. Dave, what were we talking about earlier? I know Andy's Attic was one of them. We were going to do Project New Hope, and we were thinking about a third one, an organization in Worcester for addiction. So keep an eye out for that. If you guys have any suggestions, that'll be our third organization.
Absolutely.
Mike, I tip my hat to you. I tip my hat to you, man. You do a lot for the city yourself, man. And
awesome,
anything we could do to support you, I'm sure these guys are on board.
Oh, absolutely, we're on board. Absolutely. Anything to help our community grow and prosper, I'm all for it.
And that's the thing, there's some misconception out there too. I've gotten some of the craziest messages I've ever got in my life. People think I'm rich or I don't know what's going on, but this is not about money. Like this thing is to have this conversation with you two right now, it's priceless. You know what I mean? And the people that I've talked to and all that, that's what it means. So man, for us to, and we got to turn it positive to the community to help these,
Absolutely. I'm all for that, man.
We're going to do it. We're going to do it. And then if anyone has any suggestions, you guys want to send me an organization that needs some help, we'll take a look at it. But I think we got two. We're looking for a third.
We're going to get Joe Early on here too. Joe Early would be great. DA Joe Early.
Yeah.
I know Joe. Get him on here too. See what we can do, man. Let's get this rolling. Let's get it going.
That's right. We're going to get it rocking.
Everybody is welcome. Everybody is welcome. Let's put it that way. If you're looking to be positive and help the community out, then everyone is welcome. That's it.
John, thanks again, bud, for helping me out. I'm looking forward to hitching up with you down the road. We'll talk later.
Absolutely.
October 16th at a minimum. So
there you go. I'm gonna bring Chris Holmes that one too.
There we go. There we go. We'll have
he's more than welcome. He's on Team Shamrock. That's it.
We'll meet you guys there because, of course, I'm helping Chuck. That's my man. I love Chuck.
Yeah.
Chuck go back a long way, man. It was funny. Like Do you get time for a quick story with Chuck Shearns?
Of course.
So let's talk about Chuck Shearns real quick. So at the time I was training Enrique Palau. You remember Enrique Palau?
Yes.
Yeah, that's another sad story, man. Let me touch on him real quick. So, man, I miss that kid every day. He was I was training him and he died in 2006, December 19th. And we just fought the day before. And they were raving how good he was. You know, the next day we're joking around, having fun. He calls me at nighttime, check on my dad. And then I get someone knocking on my door at 5 o'clock in the morning. And I'm like, oh man, who's knocking at this? I thought it was the oil company, you know? So I come down on my underwear, thinks I was telling the oil guy to beat it. Next thing you know, I see Tom Duffy. I go, man, why is Tom here at my door? He says, not in his uniform, but he's at my door. Then I see Jose Rivera. And at that time, Jose was training for a world title fight in Florida, which we're getting ready for that. So I knew when I seen Duffy and Jose Rivera that something had to Enrique. And I knew right away he passed away. I just knew, why would Jose be at my house with Tom Duffy? And they passed away. That ruined me. And then Jose retired after that loss. That's when I closed my gym about Bay State. But now let's go back to Chucky Shearns real quick. So Chucky Shearns walks in the gym, smoking a butt, relaxing. Hey, listen, I want to fight. I go, what? You're 40-something years old. He goes, yeah, I want to fight. Listen, pay your dues. There's the heavy bag. Go talk to the heavy bag, right? Just give him a hard time. So for like 2 months straight, the guy's coming in the gym. Now I see him losing the weight and he's working out, punching the bag, doing his thing. I'm like, oh, Chuck, come here for a minute. I go, why would you want to fight at this age? He goes, you know, Sean, I had a couple smokers back in the day, and you know, it's always been a dream of me to have me and my father work my corner as a pro fight. So, oh, okay, Chuck. He knew I was having fights for Enrique, so I could get him the fight on the card. And so, you know, I got him a couple quick wins. You know, took care of him, right? And then he goes, hey, Sean, I want a real fight. I go, what? You want a real fight? He goes, yeah, I want to fight someone. It's all right. So we fought a kid named Scotty Dominique, and you know, to Scotty's credit, came in great shape. And what a fight that was. So Chucky does real good the first round, breaks the guy's nose, looking good. And then the second round, Scotty breaks Chucky's nose. Chucky's bleeding everywhere. He's like, oh, comes back in the corner and goes, hey, Sean, I'm having a hard time breathing. I go, maybe we should stop this fight. I'm like, Chuck, we're not stopping this fight. I go, you see that corner over there? You go lay down in that corner, we'll stop the fight. I'm not stopping nothing. You're going on your own. You stop it yourself. You're never going to live with yourself, you know? Yeah, Chuck is a great guy, man. We've been best friends ever since, man, you know?
Who has video of this? We got to get.
Chucky's got the video. Chucky has the video.
We have to
Put it on your podcast and play it. You'll laugh. You'll think it's so great.
We have to see it. We'll see. I'll tell you. Chuck is he said, like I said tonight, he said, don't let him talk shit about me. That's not shit talk. I don't
want to talk shit. That's all I do.
I said, I got it. Chuck,
we're going to have a great time on the 16th. It's going to be a good night. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we'll have fun. You got to keep Peter on the leash, though, you know?
Yeah, he's bringing his wife. He's bringing
okay, this will be interesting. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
You know? Peter's a different animal.
I love it.
So when I won my second New England title, August 17th, 1991, and I fought at BU on the outside arena, and Peter McLean made his pro debut on that card, right? And he made his pro debut, and I won my title. And you guys know Chris Elaine. Yeah. He's a Mid-South guy. His brother's head coach of Yale hockey. So yeah. I didn't know Chris Mahone a while. So I'm getting booed by like 9,000 people throwing stuff at me, booing me because I knocked out the hometown kid, right? And this guy walks up to the ring and goes, about time you show some cojones, right? I go, who are you, dude? Right? I'm Chris Elaine. I'll see you in Wisdom. Next thing you know, we became good friends after that, you know? Just what a small world, man. And Peter made his debut that night, you know?
Phenomenal, man. Phenomenal.
So this has been back good memories for me to talk about. So I don't talk about boxing that much anymore, you know?
That's what it's all about, man. That's what it's all about. I'll tell you.
Yeah, absolutely. I love this.
So listen, we're on the countdown again, man.
All right.
Hey, looking forward to the 16th. This is great.
Yeah, we'll have a great time. The 16th.
Sean, your phone's going to be ringing off the hook on this.
Yeah, we'll have a good time, man.
All these guys are going to, Rivera's going to be calling you.
Yeah.
Chuck Stern's going to be calling you. They're all going to be
have a great time, man.
All
right, guys. Shout out to Shamrock Sports. Let's get it going.
Sean, I appreciate it more than you know, my man. I knew.
I'll be seeing you the 16th, but thanks for having me on.
Brother, take it easy, Dave. We'll see you soon. Thank you. And hey, shout out to Four Seasons Nutrition, Platts Landscaping, and they're McGurt's Bar. We're all on board.
Let's get going, guys. Take care. Have a good night, man. Thank you.
Good night,